welcome to Childhood Homes and Why We Hate Them. This is supposed to be like a horror-esque game, I guess, but hopefully it doesn't have jump scares, which it probably does. So let's begin. Dear Dad, I wasn't sure how to start this letter, but I realized it doesn't matter. You'll still find something to get mad over. 15 years of silence and for what? I can hear you demanding. A letter? Who even writes letters anymore? Well, Dad, I don't know your email or your phone number or anything beyond your address because it used to be mine. This isn't even the first letter I've written to you. I've got dozens under my bed. Now, before you call me every name under the sun, hear me out. It's an idea from a friend, and he stole it from a therapist, so it must be worth something. The method is simple. 1. I write down your unfiltered stream of consciousness. For bonus points, make it into a list of what's wrong with you, into an easily digestible list of what's wrong with you. Okay. 2. Fold the letter nice and neat. Seal it in an envelope and stamp it. Address it as you would a normal letter. 3. Hide it somewhere you'll forget about. Let it sit and rot until it and your terrible, terrible thoughts waste away into nothing. Let it be an ending. Let it bring you closure. Closure. What a joke. It's a temporary relief, deceptive like an ocean receding before some world-shattering tsunami. For a moment, all is still. For a moment, my hand is clear and my shoulders don't sag. But the moment passes. Thoughts to crash. My thoughts to crash into shore, sweeping away walls, unearthing what is better left buried. Decaying bodies brought to life by my own obsession. It's never enough to deter me. Isn't that messed up? Am I delusional, hoping one day I'll write a letter good enough to make me forget? Because that's the goal, isn't it? Who cares how much of myself I ruin if it means cutting you out? Ooh. March 16th, 2020. Dear Dad, if you're reading this, which you aren't, I wanted you to know I'm visiting soon, just in time for your anniversary. Regards, Lottie. Okay. March 20th, 2020. Dear Dad, I forgot how small the house is. In my mind, it's an imposing, uncaring stain on the horizon, the source of night terrors, the reason I'm afraid of the dark. But seeing it now, it's a small, crappy thing with white walls and a gray roof. The lawn is slightly overgrown and the porch is uneven. A half-built fence cages in the surrounding property. When I asked about it, you screamed at me for being disrespectful. The familiarity struck at me as odd, but I dismissed it. Most of my life is a blur of faint after images and strong emotions. I would recognize the house no matter its form because it is my house. Was. I don't live there anymore. Who does, I wonder? There wasn't a car in the driveway and the windows are dark, so I assumed its new residents are out and about. What are what are they like? I wonder. Mm, Does it really matter what they're like? I don't want their sympathy. Friendship, friendship, empathy, pity, hatred, sympathy. Okay. I only need them to allow my intrusion. Is it really intruding if the house was made for you? What do I say? Yes, hello, this was my house. Could I take a look around? Relive days I cannot recall? Pay my respects? Pretend like it was good to me? Burn it all down? So the ghost of myself can move on? No, you don't understand. My father built this home with his own two hands. He called it his second son. Oh, how he loved to mock me. Which is why the wiring often fails. He had poor circulation, you see. The walls groaned at night. He often babbled in his sleep. The floors are cracked and rotting, like an apple from its tree. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'll figure something out, Dad. Regards, Lottie. Whew, okay. Guess that's it. Dear Diary. March 18th, 2005. God help me, I can't do this anymore. Every day is the same. I'm too tired to keep up anymore. How much hate can one man carry? How long do I pretend like it's okay? David told me if I ever needed a place, I could stay with him. I'm considering it. But I love him, I really do, and I know he loves me. Why else would he have a kid with me? Why else would he marry me? Why else would he want to live with them? He's always been so sweet. He's my best friend. What changed? What did I do wrong? March 25th, 2005. If you leave, I'll blow my brains out. I wonder if he's stupid enough to really go through with it. I wonder if it really matters. I ask myself, is it worth it to stay? Does it get better? Do we end up like his sister's family? Murder, suicide, mother and sons shot dead, bodies painted on the wall. Wow. Am I supposed to accept that we're heading towards a three-person closed casket funeral till death do us part, right? I shouldn't have asked myself these questions. I shouldn't be raising my child in a slaughterhouse. April 2nd, 2005. Today you choked her for shattering a plate. Next time, you said, I'm not stopping. Ooh. That night, she curled up beside me and sobbed until the sun started rising. She asked why you hated her. I didn't have an answer. I can't do this. Oh no. 2000, I'm sorry. It came to this. Please don't do anything drastic. Goodbye. Ooh. March 21st, 2020. Dear Dad, they condemned it a year after we left. I stayed up late last night, combing through forums and legal documents and conspiracy theories, trying to figure out if there was a reasonable explanation as to why an abandoned house looks so lived in. Am I hallucinating? It's happened before, but never like this. It could be a matter of looking inside. Realistically, there are probably squatters keeping it clean or teenagers using it as a hideout or I don't know. I don't care the reason so long as there is one. I need there to be a reason. I wonder if the door is still unlocked. That's how she left it, remember? We left in such a hurry. Mom shook me awake and hurried me, ripped me from bed and forced me into the car. She drove until we got to her brother's house. My uncle, her brother, yeah. When Mom died, intentional traffic collisions may be a chosen method of where speed limits are high enough to produce fatal decelerations. I had a naive hope he would take me in like he did that night. He didn't. 40% of foster children are between the ages of 13 and 21. Looking back, it stung that I never got an explanation. Before I was old enough to piece it together, I would tell myself I was born in the den of a wild animal. Wildlife safety tips. Okay. Number 1. Avoid eye contact. Keep your distance. Do not provoke. Do not disagree. Do not breathe. Do not cry. Do not give it a reason. Wow. The reason will change. Your job is to figure out how. The reason will change. Your job is to figure out how. The bottom line, animals want to be left alone. Number 2, you are its child. This will not save you. Filial cannibalism occurs when an adult individual of a species consumes all or part of the young of its own species or immediate offspring. Exact evolutionary purpose of this practice is unclear. This is getting really dark. I don't think I should post this. I don't know. It's just getting dark. Anyways, number 3, it is accepted that some animals are capable of grief. He was one of those. Not for you, never for you. And with her gone, life was hollow and meaningless. Nobody cares about the living. Observations Part 1. A reminder of why we left. The living room couches are torn up. There are holes in the drywall, cracks along the floor, the stench of liquor and smoke and freshly spoiled food. The mattress. That's where Mom slept. It's pushed next to a fireplace we never lit beneath a ceiling that started sagging a year after we moved in. He meant to fix it within the month. History repeats and nothing changes. So we learned to live with it. We learned to ignore it. even as the drooping tiles began to split, revealing the void of an attic we did not have. Oh no, we did not have. You remember why it scared you? Oh, I don't. Dad liked to say, "In this house, you are never alone." I thought he was trying to comfort me. Now I think, okay, this is starting to get really creepy. Maybe it was a warning. Oh no. Oh, I'm getting chills. This is like a bedtime story. Um, the Rat King. Number 1. A rat king is a collection of rats whose tails are intertwined and bound together in some way. This may be a result of an entangled material like hair, a sticky substance such as sap or gum, or the tails being tied together. It's more than just a living room. In this particular instance, the rodents, the entire house looks the same. I swear to God, it does. Ooh, became trapped in their mother's nest. How? After their tails worked themselves into a giant knot. Has it forgotten? That is weird. Rats stuck together do not survive long. The living room, the bathroom, the kitchen. They are in agony and distress until they either separate the hallways, the dining room, the garage, or die. Even my room, but oh no. The bedroom is locked. Observations Part 2. There are no signs of dust, mold, or anything denoting the house has aged. 1A. Before doesn't mean new. It's still crap. Waterworks. 2A. Hot water too, but it still takes ages to heat up. Nothing is childhood like an ice cold shower. Number 3. Electricity works, kind of. 3A. The microwave is functional, the fridge is cold, though empty, and the stove fires up without a problem. 3B. Despite this, the lights won't turn on. I'm glad we never got curtains. Everything feels smaller. 4A. Unsure of this is an actual observation or the reality of growing up. 5. Try to pick the lock on the master bedroom. 5A. Discovered it's not just locked, the door's jammed. 5B. What are you hiding? Dear Dad, I haven't checked the basement yet. I don't see a reason to. I know what it'll look like. I'm scared, Dad. I'm scared, but I can't stay away. The basement makes me think about what we left behind. Winters spent organizing, trying our hardest to contain the clutter. We failed, of course. You and Mom refused to part with most things. You and Mom prefer to bury. How cruel to keep something until time leaves it ruin instead of discard. Wait, how cruel to abandon something you once kept. I'm trying my hardest to not let things get to me. Remember? The only monster in this house has been dead for years. It, the house, is rotting. He, it, you, you just haven't realized. Remember, it's all in your head. Nothing can hurt you but yourself. It'll be better the next day. It's all in your head. Oh. But the next day comes and nothing feels different. The world keeps hurting me because I can't stop being an oversensitive, sniveling piece of crap. And even if it is in my head, so what? A false reality is still my reality. The knowledge of a delusion doesn't mean I can suddenly see the truth. Okay. After I double check my bedroom, I'll get over myself and go downstairs. Regards, Lottie. Okay. The concrete steps are narrow. The missing handrail still makes me queasy. I do not like feeling just as small as before. I continue. The smell of wet earth and iron floods my senses. My head scrapes against the rough stone walls. I have distant, childish fear that I will walk down these stairs forever. You can't see that. Something wet. I can't really. After about 9 or 10 feet, my foot hits the ground and is submerged in something wet. Wait, I can't really see it. My phone's flashlight is dim. It smells like a slaughterhouse. Ooh, oh Christ. I can't do this. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, are you there? Yes, I'm there. The Gordian knot. Oh no. That is so creepy. Oh my goodness, that scared me. 1. Try to press 1. Okay. A Gordian knot is made up of several knots so tightly entangled that it is impossible to untie. It is commonly used to describe a complex or unsolvable problem. You can hear me, can't you? I knew it was you from the moment you opened my door. In 333 BC, Alexander was challenged to untie the knot. Instead of untangling it laboriously as expected, he dramatically cut through it with his sword, thus exercising another form of mental genius. There have been other there have been others, of course, but they were never right for me. Ooh. The knot is tied by forming a turn in the end of a rope and then passing a bight in the standing part through. I watched it happen, you know. I never understood why he did it. Okay. Please say something. What did I? Ooh, I did not like that coming up. I need to get out of this house. When has that ever been a choice? Observation 4. Is there anyone there? I can't find an exit. It's so dark. Oh. A house cannot survive without its occupants. Left alone, the house will fracture into a twisted imitation of what it should be, rotting like any other carcass left for nature. Its wires will falter, its water will slow to a drip as its pipes are cut off. From its life, what skull, like its life blood. Okay, what a delight of time! What a sick, sick joke! The house does not want to die, does not want to decay. Scold. It's scold. It exists with a purpose and wants nothing more than to carry out that purpose, and yet it is condemned to die by the same divinity that birthed it from nothing as a house ages. It changes alongside its occupants. Often it is unhappy. Its walls are scrawled upon and its doors are slammed and it hears every foul sound and foul thing whisper within it. It is perpetually at the mercy of others, cognizant of what is to come, helpless to put to a stop to it. The house can keep itself functioning on the dwindling life of the last human who called it home. Well, he chokes on the rope attached to the house, attached to me. The house can strip him his right to pass, leaving him suspended indefinitely in the house. The state between life and death, is it a hell of his own making? The house can accept that it is his fault. They would have stayed had he been good. I would be content if only he had lived. Both times he chose to cast life aside. The house can choose two purposes. The house can choose two purposes. The house can. I don't like that. His cold, rotting body will bear the reality. I cannot. He will never wake up, and I will never die. You understand, right? No. That's right, alright. We have time. I have faith in you. I have faith in you. I hate you. Ooh. Ooh. Dear Dad. I wasn't sure how to start this letter. It's been a few days. I'm still trapped. I don't feel hungry or thirsty, which is reassuring, horrifying. I've mostly been laying on Mom's mattress. The dark doesn't feel as suffocating when I'm curled in on myself. The dark doesn't feel as suffocating when I pretend my eyes are closed. Regards, Lottie. Oh no. Dear Dad, I've been wondering. The idea. It must have been before we left, right? Months in the making. Years. My question is, when does it stop being a possibility? When does it become your future? Were you afraid? I think I am tired of being afraid. To my house. If you are going to keep me here, I will make you regret it. I smash a hole in the wall. My fist stings, I punch another, and another, and another, until my knuckles split. And stain the paint red. I leave every source of water running until it overflows, spilling into the floors, soaking into the carpet and wood. I drag a knife through the couches and beds and pillows like I am carving up some beast. I hurl the microwave from the counter and here from the counter. Wait, yeah, from the counter and hear the cheap plastic shatter. I bash our chairs into splinters, and scatter their remains. I tear remains. I tear apart tables, tip over shelves, and I pull each picture from the frame and rip it. I think that's what it says. Rip it. Why? Because I hate you. Because you trapped me before. Because you trap me now. Because you are worse than him. No wonder he... Okay. Are you there? Dear Dad, I think it's upset. The basement shudders and shakes. The floor dips low beneath my feet. The walls groan with each passing hour. The destruction is unchanged. Good. Dear Dad, I slept in my own bed last night. It felt normal, comforting. I woke up and could not fall back asleep. I wish I could sleep forever. After laying in the remains of my mattress for hours, days, months, years, I left its safety and ventured to the master bedroom. I'm not sure why. The door is unlocked. It's been 15 years. 15 years hits my nose like a jab to my face and makes my eyes water, and my body collapse into a fit of dry heaving. 15 years of petrifaction and liquidated flesh and decaying muscle and maggots writhing around inside but never bursting free. 15 years and you are no longer a person. Or 15 years and you are a meal slowly digesting in a house that cannot bear to part with it. 15 years and the house is smaller. 15 years in the dark. Even in the dark. I can feel it closing in. I will make you regret it. Send the Growing Pains Collection. Childhood homes. And why we hate them. Thank you for reading. Okay, that was somewhat okay. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. But yeah, that was a little good. It was a good read. Um, gave me a bit spooky vibe. But yeah, let's I guess we'll end it here. Like, subscribe, favorite, and see you on the next one.